What is going on, guys? My name is Ty, and I have Kyle here with me, and we are the Weekend Warriors Disc Golf Podcast. What is up? We are back again, and we are back to schedule. It feels good to be back in regular pace again. You'll be hearing this on Wednesday, obviously. So hopefully you guys are having a good Wednesday and we're excited. We got Jonesboro this coming up weekend. So definitely we have picks with Rodney's Corner later in this episode. And also we have a couple cool topics we're going to be talking about. We got some updates on our players pack, and then also we got a really cool topic about creating content and stuff, especially for amateurs like us, of like how do we balance each thing between like work and also creating at the same time. So definitely we'll hit you guys with that. But before we obviously do anything, we have an awesome sponsor. So let me hit that with you guys. With Gravity Disc Golf exists to exceed your out of this world expectation with unparalleled custom design, disc, and apparel. Gravity is creating an atmosphere where disc golfers can enjoy every aspect of disc golf while blasting off with space-themed designs. No matter what you throw, Gravity has designs on almost every manufacturer and can make your game look great. They offer free shipping on orders over $75, and John includes a nice note to each customers. Make sure to check them out at gravitydiscgolf.com to complete your bag, and let me tell you, it is out of this world. Definitely, if you haven't done so already, check out gravitydiscgolf.com. Use one of our codes, KG10 for Kyle to support him, or you can support me at TyDG10. Definitely hit that one of those codes, and you'll be able to get 10% off your next order. Super amazing. They just dropped a ton of new custom gravity stamp disc. So definitely check that out. They also have a lot more just things coming in as well. And so definitely give it a look, see what you want. Make sure you put those codes in for 10% off. And bam, you're done with that. So, but yeah,
exciting stuff coming too. Found out our jerseys should be possibly in by next week, and they hope to have everything shipped out by the 19th, they said. And if it's true, and you've been getting your stuff in 2 days or something from then, I mean, you'll have it ready to go. Super stoked about that.
yeah.
I know we've been both waiting on that and waiting for the updates patiently. And like I said, he posted that good news is around the corner. He's supposed to be getting the jerseys in. So
yeah,
they said.
I mean, it says up until the 19th. So I'm hoping that he's sending some just out, like obviously my thing is this
For the jerseys. That's the thing. He's waiting for the jerseys.
Yeah. I'm picturing literally all these boxes are in this corner, already done, pre-done. Everything's all ready to roll. All he's doing is just dropping jerseys, throwing it all done, making the shipping label, and then taking them out. I guarantee you that's all he's waiting for right now. And I'm super excited to just have it in my possession because, like I said, there's a lot of like extra stuff I want to bring up. So, especially like the jersey, probably rock the hat. I'm not sure. I'm more of a flat bill guy, to be honest. So depending on like, I gotta try it on just to see. But I'll probably still rep it. Not sure yet. And then obviously the grip bag I absolutely need. I mean, even though I do have my chalk, but I definitely want just a little bit of extra, you know.
Yep. And when we say grip bag, we're talking about the chalk bags, not an actual grip bag.
Oh, yeah. I guess that is true. It's a chalk bag.
But I think it's called, I think they advertise it as grip bag because it's like a set, it's for your grip. So, but I know some people would be, yes, I was thinking about that like last week when we were talking about, or a few weeks ago when we were talking about grip bags and stuff like that. It's like, people are thinking we're getting sent like actual grip bags.
No, that'd be dope. No. I didn't even
Yeah.
think about that. Yeah, no, I'm talking about like chalk grip bags to improve your grip. That's what I'm going for, not actual grip bags. That'd be amazing, but um no, not yet. Not yet. Maybe soon, but as of right now, that's not happening. Someday,
Yeah,
maybe.
exactly.
Yes. But yeah, we're excited about it. We finally have a countdown. Also, if you I know this is a disc golf um podcast, but we actually just finish up March Madness. We actually had a little bracket challenge ourselves through the Gravity community family page. Like a lot of the players were playing in it.
Oh,
Um,
right.
there's only a few of us that was actually playing. I think there's like 30-ish people or stuff like that. But we finally finished up, which ironically Maverick Scott won. He came in first place,
Which is hilarious.
and I actually came in second, Kyle. So I thought that was really
Did
cool.
ya?
Yeah, I came
I
in
forgot to
second.
even look.
Yeah, I came in second place, and then some random guy came in third, but I did actually finish in second place. So,
I'm
um,
I'm pretty sure I was down in like 13th or 12th or something like that. I gotta find it. I haven't looked or checked up on it, but
sad,
I may have fallen further back.
yeah,
But
sadly, you finished in 20th. Um,
20th, okay.
yeah, but uh, but yeah, I'm gonna be honest. This is my first time actually doing a March Madness bracket. So I've always watched basketball. Obviously I always watched Madness or March Madness. I've always watched, NCAA games. I've always watched NBA, even WNBA. Like I've always watched basketball because I absolutely love basketball, but I've never really done a bracket. And I've always stayed away from gambling because I just feel like if I start, I won't be able to stop.
Yeah. Hmm.
And so I have knowledge. That's what I'm trying to say. So I did not come in without any knowledge. It was my first time for doing it. And so it was really cool that I did come in second. So but yeah, I wanted to throw that out, guys. Hopefully your guys' bracket did well. Um I did have UConn winning, and they ended up winning back to back, which was really cool. People thought I was dumb doing that, putting
I
somebody
thought
back
about
to
doing
back,
it, so
but it was really cool. I had fun. Sadly, I had Marquette though coming in as a second one. That was my disappointment. I didn't know Purdue was going to go that far, so that
who
was
usually struggles.
yeah. But other than that, I just want to let you know that was really cool, guys. So we did that, but um, kind of coming back into it. So I was actually asked um we hear you always talk about creating videos, like because obviously in my profession I do create content for other clients, for everything, because that's my job. Is I'm a freelancer, so I travel all over and do films. But I was introduced a question, and they wanted to ask us, how do we balance work life, what we do for playing, because obviously we're amateurs, we try to play during the weekend and stuff, but then also create content and help, like how do you find time doing that, how do you create the content, how do you come up with ideas, like what is your guys methods, and if there is any, and we would love to hear from it. So I'm wanting to answer the question, but I wanted to do it here live with Kyle and kind of go through it, because I've been dabbling in this content creation realm since 2011, honestly, for myself. I mean, I've hit earlier YouTube stage where I had multiple YouTubes with my friends doing stupid stuff, like jackass style videos and movie reviews and gaming reviews. And like, I've been in the realm of it. And I don't know if you've been the same way, but I do know that you are frequently newer, so it's just cool to have a two different point of views on how we create, what do we use, how do we use it. And so I thought it'd be really cool if we kind of the next 30 minutes or so break down what we do. But before we do that, we have to go to Rodney's corner. So right now we're gonna go to Rodney's corner, and after that we'll come back and we'll move on from there. Okay, we are back at Rodney's corner. Rodney, welcome back. I know you aren't feeling well and you're still kind of recovering, but at least you're not a zombie right now and you're alive and somewhat well. So welcome back. Missed you. We did a terrible job last week trying to say the points. So you haven't got to see the episode yet, but when you do, you'll see how awful I try to do your job. And that's why you do it, because you're better than that. But we appreciate you to be back and we're excited. But obviously, like I said, we had a bye week last weekend, even though there was some A tiers, and of course college had their champions round, which was super amazing. But we are now back and we're ready for this week. So if you want to give us the laydown of what's happening.
Okay, so we're back for the 2024 Play It Again Sports Jonesboro Open. It's this weekend from April 12th to the 14th in Arkansas. You guys did the points last time. I'm still obviously in the lead. So we're gonna jump in this week for our picks. Actually, I'll let Kyle go first for this one for the FPO.
All right. So I know last 2 weeks ago, the last tournament, I didn't pick Tatar up at first because she was dealing with injuries, which ended up working out and stuff. But I feel like she's slowly recovering. You just mentioned did beat win a A-tier event, so she looks like she's back on track of things. It's a good way to get her confidence back going. But I am picking Tatar as overall. The next two I was like flip-flopping on and who I wanted to wear. I did put Owen in second because I know Jonesboro can be a little bit distancy. I know there's nice shots in there and stuff with the trees and utilization, but of course there's a lot of openness in it as well. But I am going to pick Owen at number 2 because she has been on fire and I love it. So I am going to pick Owen at the number 2 spot. And I was debating pretty hard on having Cat Merch being a top 3. She did win Jonesboro last year. So I am going to give her one of the top 3 slots, and I'm going to put her at number 3 spot just because of the fact that defending champion, she's going to want to play pretty hard. And she's extremely flip-floppy. Like she could blow up or finish plus 13. So she could be either or. It could be a great pick or it could be a terrible pick. But being a defending champ at this course, she obviously knows the course really well. He really likes this course. So I feel the need to put her up there at least at the number 3 spot. So I have Tatar, Own, and Cat.
All righty. Since Tyler has, I'll let him go next for your FPO picks and reasonings.
Well, we're gonna sound like a broken record right now because I have the exact same pick as yes. Kyle. So first I have Tatar coming off of an A tier. She seems pretty great. I'm giving her the credit, even though it's technically an A tier. The reason why I feel like it was still a battle for her was because it did have like Owen Scoggins playing and a couple other just like upper players on that A tier. So I really do feel like it, the field was pretty heavy during that A tier. So it probably felt like a tour stop in a way. So I'm definitely giving her credit on that. So hopefully she is doing better with her swelling in her ankle from whatever happened with all the, what was it, ants bites?
Yeah, ants, and then she had a tweak in her back. Yeah. It was just like one after the other of things.
So I do have her in first place. Owen Scoggins, like I said, this Jonesboro can be a little more testy on the distance. I know technically Owen Scoggins doesn't really have much of that, like insanely distance as others like Evelina and stuff like that. But I do know that she plays very consistent. Last year, Haley King did come in second place, so I almost picked Haley King, but at the same time, I think she's still dealing with her injury. I don't know fully on if she's fully recovered or not. So I obviously going to be pick Owen Scoggin for second, and then obviously Cat Merch did win. I almost put her first place again, but I like you, Kyle. She's too wishy-washy for me. I don't know. I just can't trust her. Like, um, she could play very well, and obviously she does have the quote unquote defending champion. She's coming in this weekend with a defending champion mindset, so that might motivate her just a tad bit. But I do feel that sometimes she get overly confident to the point that she doesn't play well, and that's what I've realized. Even with the Open of what was that? The Texas one. I think it was the Open of Austin. I don't fully remember which stop that was. So. But when she was in contention to win, she was almost too confident to the point that she started to mess up a little bit. So I definitely want to see that battle happening. But at the same time, though, it could be anybody's game. So we might see somebody random. But as of right now, though, I do think that those three should be on the top.
Yeah. Just to add for the Cat, I think her starting on the lead card, having the attention, having fun with that might be a good playoff for her because she has fun with it, you know? So she might have that more of a confident boost. I did not pick her, but I think that's a solid pick. So my FPO is Kristen Tatar, just because she came out of an A tier, won it. Hopefully she's feeling better, everything that was going wrong. I have Own because it's Own. Like she's just doing fantastic. And then I debated on either Evelina because of her distance for this course or Hansen because of her distance. And I haven't picked Hansen yet. She's a hit and miss for top 3 finish, but I'm just gonna go for Hansen and hope that she's on her A game for the 3 days instead of the 2 and then starts kind of wishy-washy. So those are my FPO picks. Kyle, I'll let you go first again for your MPO.
All right, so MPO, I have at number. I'll go backwards. I'm good at number 3 spot. I am going to yet again go with Kyle Klein. I feel like one of these times I pick him, he will eventually get up there. He's so talented, and he's really good, and he's been playing really well. But I do have Kyle Klein at the number 3 spot, so I figured to slip him in there. This course it's another course that I think Kyle can destroy on if he really wanted to. It just depends on the day of everybody else, just like always. Number 2, I will have the defending champion, Calvin Heimberg. He really loves this course as well. He's always really plays really well on this course. So it's really hard not to put him in my top 3. And the only reason I'm not putting him at number 1 is because of the man himself, AB. Anthony Barella is just on a whole nother level this season. It was hard not putting some others up here, but it's just I have a feeling Kyle is going to play really good this weekend. Calvin, I think he's going to have a really solid, consistent game. But I just think Anthony Barella right now is just too much. And I think he's going to take down his 3rd event already.
No, I agree with that. I'll follow you, Kyle, with that. I'll do my 3rd place. 3rd place, I got Gavin Rathbun. Once again, he's just been in condition. He's been up there pretty frequently recently. He's just been really showing who he is. He's been very powerful this year, obviously, kind of coming back from everything that's been going on with him. So I just feel like he has something to prove and show in a way. So he's kind of I'm going with one of my sleepers. Normally time I don't go with one of them, but just one of those gut feelings. I just feel like this weekend could be a really good week for him. Definitely in for 3rd place. Obviously it'd be cool if he wins, but I have him in 3rd. So Gavin Rathbun at third place. Second place, of course, I got Gannon Burr. I just feel like he's just always been up there, and I just feel like it's going to be another one. It's like we said, like this weekend could play a little more open. He likes doing the open fields and stuff like that. So also he has a distance on it, and I think this will play really well with his putting, especially him with his circle two putts. I definitely do see I feel like we're going to see a lot of cool bangers. I'm going to say it right now. I'm going to drop it that probably Burr is going to probably do a 13 under par on his first round. I really do think he's going to do really well. And then also at first place, I do have the famous AB Anthony Barilla. I just feel like he's on fire right now. The kid's insane. This is going to play very well for his game of play, and we're going to see an amazing round with him. He's definitely going 15 under on the first round.
Wow. Okay, so I know at the beginning of this year, I was like, I don't see myself putting AB on my top 3 ever. I'm eating my past words. I don't have him in the top 2. I have him in third, but he has made my top 3. So I have AB in third, strictly just because who my first place is. They've been flipping, flopping this whole time. They've been having fun together, but I just have him at third. I have Calvin in second. He is consistent. He was up there when he's coming back from an injury, holding, like, I feel like he can hold strong with Burr and AB because he's so consistent. He just needs to show up day one, like how Burr and AB do. And then number 1, I have Gannon Burr. They just been flipping and flopping of who's winning and who's up there. I think Burr's just going to take this one. They're like have consistently said they are like the next duo of Ricky and Paul, and already breaking stuff. So I'm excited to watch them both play. But my order again is Burr in first, Calvin in second, and AB in third.
No, that's awesome. So, but yeah, we're very excited to see it this weekend, April 12th to the 14th. We're in Arkansas. So we're definitely excited to see it. We're finally back after the bye weekend. So we'll definitely see where our picks align. Obviously, there's not much breathing room because compared to Kyle and I, we have the same exact FPO. So,
and you guys have it very close where depending on where they fall, your guys' points are not far off. So you guys don't have you guys have 2 points between each other. So
I mean, in all honesty, our NPO will probably show because we both have 2 separate people. Like I have Bird, he has Rathbun, and he has Calvin, and he has Klein. So like we only have the first place, but other than that, that's probably
that will be your separation.
Our score separation is going to be NPO, but FPO obviously, yeah. So, but
all right.
But yeah, other than that, thank you so much, Sarah, for stopping by.
Of course.
We are excited to see what happens.
Yes. Right. Rodney is signing off. Goodbye.
Okay, we are back. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. Definitely put down your picks in the comments on who's going to win Jonesboro. We'd love to hear from you guys and seeing what your guys' options are for picks. And we're very excited for this weekend. You know, anytime we could watch disc golf, we're more than happy to consume it. Finally, I'm not traveling this weekend. Do have an event that's happening Thursday, Friday, Saturday that I have to film, but at least I'll be able to follow Friday and Saturday on my phone. And then Sunday during the championship, I'm definitely resting and watching the finals. So that's all that matters, though, is seeing the final. But other than that, we're going back to our question. How do we create content? What is our methods? How do we do it? So I think what we'll do is we'll kind of we'll break it down. If people are not, or people are newer to video making, there's actually 3 different phases for a video. You have the pre-production, you have the production aspect, and you have the post-production. So pre-productions obviously is the ground base of the foundation of the video, like what you're creating, how you're creating it, where does the ideas come from. To production obviously is actually creating it, and like what we use gear wise, all that good stuff. And then also post-production, which is the editing bay, where you're editing it, chopping it up, doing what you need to do, and then finding different assets to put in, music, all that, etc. And then posting it on YouTube or Vimeo or TikTok, Instagram, Reels, Facebook, or you name it. You could use any platform. So yeah, let's just dive right in. So for you, Kyle, like let's start with the pre-production part. Obviously, what is some challenging moments you have creating content? Like what's your thoughts on it? Like, does it just come to you naturally? Do you write stuff out? Like what's your plans on that?
All right, so honestly, I'm not a write down guy. I don't write jack down. I know that's something that you obviously have to do, being in the profession that you are in. Obviously, it's more storyboard driven and note taking and everything else. But when you're making bigger content like that, of course, you really need to be focused in, dialed in, and exactly how things need to be done.
Yeah.
Angles, everything else. But for the content that I personally do, we're trying to get clips for Instagram, YouTube channel, and everything else. It's hard because of time, obviously.
Yeah.
And it was just the past winter, of course, so it's cooler out. But now that it's getting nicer out, it's a little bit easier to try to get out there. The biggest thing though is usually when I go to play, everybody else is like, "Oh, you're gonna go play?" I'm like, "Yeah, yeah." So a big group of people come, like Dad, Larry, everybody from town comes. Like, so we'll have like 6 people playing. You know what I mean? Like it's just a huge group playing. So
which is awesome regardless. But
which is, yeah, exactly. It's a lot of fun, and it is. It's absolutely awesome, and I love it. Right. I love doing that. But usually I can find time to get out there to do what I need to do. I just gotta go do it. But like having Molly and Edwin and stuff like that, my wife and daughter and stuff. Like I go play with them. That's kind of my 2 hours of being away from them before I come back to try to do, stuff with them.
Yeah.
So that's always the hard part about it all. As far as when I do get to do stuff, usually it just kind of comes. I'm more of I got an idea. Let's do this. So that's how I end up coming about the idea of doing whatever. So whether it's let me do as like my last video, a Pixel P2 comparison kind of, which I need to redo because it was super windy. And I would like to see how they do with that without the wind, to see how the Pixel does, right? I don't know if I have one other Pixel coming in or 2. It's a possibility that I have 2 Pixels coming in. So if I have 2, one of them will obviously be my throwing one, and the other 2 will be my putting ones. But redo that video a little bit without wind, or whether it's beat my record or throw only one brand or anything else like that, it just kind of comes about. But as far as planning, there's not really a whole lot of planning for me at the pre-production part. It's more so just here's an idea. When can I do it? I will try to do it this day. I'll get it done, But as far as like planning, that's basically the gist of that part of things.
And the thing is like these are not really layered story wise. Like for example, like obviously with my clients, stuff like that, I'm going to be creating an actual like shot list, scripts, all of that. For me in general, like what I'll do is my writing consists of like bullet points. So if any listeners or any watchers that are listening right now, you have 2 different styles. You have Kyle, obviously, which he probably will write down like an idea. But other than that, though, he mainly just has a mentally of like, okay, I want to do this, this, and this. For me, I'll do like for example, it's called layer story bullet points. So what it is it's like I will order something, so that's unboxing. So that's an unboxing video. And then I'll take those discs, then I will create a review, just strictly field work. And then, so that's the second video. And then the third video would be implementing those discs in an actual round. So literally what you're doing is you're repurposing one singular disc or product that you may get, and now you have 3 full videos, so long form videos, and then you create maybe shorts out of them to promote those videos to get traffic onto those long form videos. That's a professional way of saying it in a way, but other than that, like what I like to do is I'll just create bullet points throughout like an idea or something that I come up with, and then I'll just be like, okay, this is great, this is great, this is great. Like for example, like the series, I'm creating a series for Walnut where it's you're seeing a vlog of me traveling up to Walnut, Fridays nights, practice, a vlog during the tournament, and then maybe like a post traveling back home, like post mindset of like how I feel after the event. So at the end of it, there's probably going to be like 4 or 5 videos, but it's all related on one main topic, and that's traveling up to Walnut, Illinois, which is like 800 miles away, and like doing a tournament, even though like we're not playing for money, but it's just like it's a journey, it's an experience, and there's content to be made there, and like that is a series that you'll be able to view when it happens. So which that's going to take a little more of a story built, which I've actually have been creating a story for that, but as of right now though, typical, like for example, the one that I haven't posted yet is my Easter round with my brother. Like that was just like a, hey, do you want to go play disc golf, by the way, do you want to make it a video out of it? He's like, yeah man, let's do it. So like that was like just a run and gun. We used my cell phone, there's no microphones, it's just cell phone related content, and that's it. But the Walnut series is going to be probably with actual professional grade gear, which we'll get to the gear later. But I do want to ask as well, staying in pre-production, do you watch somebody that potentially gives you inspiration? And if so, who do you watch to kind of get some inspiration to create content, or is it all organically done on your
own? So the content creation side of things came about because of the fact that, first off, I really want to get involved with ambassador teams. I'm really working towards that, whether it's a Nova or MVP or Discrafts Underground. I'm obviously still part of Gravity. I will stick with Gravity as far as long as I can, because I can do that and represent them and show them off as much as possible. And on top of that, also be brand specific, if I need to. But I'm really working my way around to trying to get to that point, which is also why my involvement behind the scenes of disc golf has built up massively, whether it's running my leagues. My league is now a part of Rock Rivers League's night. So by the end of the year, we combine our funds to update courses. That's our awesome. Banquet at the end of the year, they do so we buy a bunch of pizzas.
Wow.
We play a dubs tournament, then we get a bunch of pizzas and everything else. It's just a final last hoorah banquet before the off season. So my league is also a part of theirs now.
That's cool.
So whether it's that, helping the school with Park District, they do a 4-day disc golf event. The one day I don't work, I'm going to go out there and talk to the kids as well there that sign up about, disc golf, and show them some stuff that I personally know. Whether it's assistant TD for this tournament coming up, redesigning courses, getting new baskets. I'm really trying to build myself up for that part, and that's why my content, I'm trying to get more I know it's up and down and stuff because there's things going on, life happens. But I try to release stuff even on Instagram. I'm just taking pictures and throwing it out there, and some of the pictures are pretty cool, but at least there's something out there. So I'm still trying to build my content up that way to try to get involved, and that's my biggest push of it. As far as video, like that, I would say that's like more so of a reason for wanting to do it. That's probably the biggest reason. I also really love content from like Foundation Disc Golf. I love content from Brody, Yuli's vlogs. Simon's videos are perfectly like, I love his like round ones and then vlog ones. Like he's got an awesome mixture of what he could do. So a lot of those, I would say for videos and stuff like that, that's the content I consume a lot of when I'm watching. And most of is Simon, Foundation, Brody, Yuli, for content wise. And you get rough ideas of things that they kind of do and stuff like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. That'd be a fun thing to do. But then you put it in your own, like you come up with your own things like, oh, let me do this. Like I still really want to do how many shots it's going to take from hole 2 to hole 10, a video like that, or just brand specific. Like let me play just with my Nova disc today, or my MVP disc, or Discraft disc, like things like that. It's just kind of here and there. I also know though, like Josh wants to get more involved with that stuff too, just fun videos like that. So if I can, it's hard hooking up with Josh because, like I said, he disc golfs all the time. He is a grinder. You want to talk about a grinder? He works and then he goes disc golf. Like that's all he does. He plays so much disc golf. But like he said, it's hard for someone like myself because I have my wife, my daughter, and stuff. So it's hard for me to be able to just, I'm doing it. After work, I'm just gonna go play. It's a lot easier for him to do it, where it's harder for me to do something. But I know he wants to do, because he saw my pixel thing and he just got some from a tournament. Like, oh, let's get together and let's make only pixel round, which would be awesome. I would, and that's a plan that I would love to do too. So, but like I said, so things like that, it's watching a lot of Simon, Foundation, Yuli, and Brody, I would say is my main conception of this content. And then of course I watch coaches here and there, depending on who I watch and stick with. But
yeah, and I always feel like to answer that question myself, because I know I'm pretty much asking questions on my own, but also the questions that I was asked. Definitely as well on my end, it's just good to consume disc golf content to kind of relate on like what you could do. Like obviously you're not taking anybody's idea, you're not claiming it as your own. It's, you could obviously credit the person that you're doing it with. So don't think like we're not doing that, because obviously there's tons of times where we have said something and we're like, hey, like we got this idea from X, but we're changing it up our own way and we're kind of creating it differently. And so we've even done that. But at the same time, though, everyone's pretty much doing the same thing. It's a vlog style or like a practice round or whatever they're doing. There's going to be some overlay in some way. But I would definitely say, like, if you are out there listening, having a hard time picking ideas, stuff like that, definitely see what your favorite disc golfer is doing. Like definitely see what the pros are doing. Or obviously there's a lot of people out there that are not actually pros, but they're more of a social influencer disc golfer on YouTube or TikTok and stuff like that. Like there's tons of people out there that have different styles, they have different things. There's some friendly, there's some non-family friendly. So if you like that, like definitely go there where they're giving more of a raw like motion of what they're doing. There's a ton out there. Like there's so much content consumed, which I think is really funny. Is for me, when I create a video, a couple months later, I will see on my like recommended page, on that page that when I finish posting something for disc golf, it's somebody that's like a little bit higher than me with like you know, like with subs and like views, with like the same exact style of video. Like not like, obviously it's around the same time, but I didn't know it existed. But the thing is because the algorithm is doing the thing where it should, is, you know, with all the tags and stuff that you do, it's going to recommend videos that you've created. And it's just interesting seeing that people are creating the same content. Like, so for example, like the one I'm talking about is the PDGA player box thing that you get. And I was like, what do you get in this box? Not like literally a couple weeks ago, I'm on my disc golf page on YouTube and I see somebody going with almost the same thumbnail as me. And it's like, let's see what's in the PDGA 2024 box. And it's the same, almost the same exact video. And which is just cool because it's like we have the same idea, and like, and it's just cool to see that people are just creating that sort of content. And the thing is, it works. So it's whatever you want to create, definitely create it. There is an audience for everything. Don't be discouraged creating something. Just do it and just post it. Somebody's going to watch it. Obviously, you have to build a schedule for it to flow. Like, we're obviously growing and learning ourselves. There has been some moments where we have actually been inconsistent. That falls on me because obviously this is why we're called the Weekend Warriors, is during the week we're working. And so my schedule is insanely crazy. So there is going to be some times that we do falter accidentally. Like, for example, we were 2 weeks behind. Now we're back on schedule now. You're hearing this on a Wednesday. So like everything's all good. But as of right now, though, like there are going to be moments that might happen again. Or we do something where it might be just one of us at least giving you guys an update where, you know, we're at least giving you some sort of content, which we're going to be talking about that soon, because there are going to be moments where one of us are going to be out or both of us are going to be out, and we're going to have to create something for at least some sort of enjoyment for you guys for the week, especially when we get a little bit busier. So, but yeah, pretty much though, pre-production, to kind of sum it all up, definitely write down ideas if you are a visual person. If not, if you could just have it in your head, definitely just come up with this like certain ideas. Anything that you could think of that is considered content is definitely content. If it's you just doing putting in your garage or basement or outside, like show that, be like, hey guys, we're going to do 50 putts at, you know, 35 mark. We're going to see how many we get out of that 50. That's a video. Somebody's going to watch that. Like, it could be literally anything. It could be in a bag. It could be anything. So definitely create whatever you want to create. Somebody's going to watch it. Just make sure you post it and post it somewhere. And also, if you want to, definitely play the game of creating the long form, but creating short form content to promote your long form content. So that's how people will actually go onto your YouTube page or whatever page you're working on and allow them to be able to watch the full content. That's a great thing to do. So let's get into production, Kyle. So obviously, like I said, I have every single gear, bells and whistles that I could use, but at the same time, though, this guy right here works wonders. And you're pretty much the master of it as well. Like, you rock on your phone, and I even rock on my phone at time, which, by the way, like I said, like I mentioned, you guys will be seeing most of my videos that are on my YouTube page are actually with just this. I just know how to edit it to make it look a little bit, you know, nice. I kind of fluff it up a little bit. And then also I'm obviously using more of an audio recorder, which is great. But at the same time, though, what I'm trying to say is you don't need the flashy gear to create content. You could just use this and it's going to be just as good. If you want to, you could buy even a cheapo tripod at Walmart or wherever, even Amazon, and you just put it on there. And honestly, it's great, which we're going to talk about it but I definitely want to hear from you. What gear do you use? And is it beneficial for you? And why is it beneficial? And why only that? Like, definitely want to hear about it.
So for me, as you said before, I rock with this. I had a Samsung Ultra S23. You could record up to 4K, 60 frames,
Which is
120
ridiculous.
frames, yeah, 30 frames, whatever. So that does plenty for what you want to do. I mean, honestly, these cameras record like if you want to record with a DSLR camera, you know what I mean? Like it's
insane now.
This is a lot easier to travel around with, keep charged up, and it does not use up a lot of room. I also rock with just a cheap Walmart tripod, which they've built them thicker now. Like it has some beef to them. Like they're sturdy. Rock with that. Put this on there like this. The town. Nice things about these ultras, though, I will say, is this right here is a beautiful thing. Comes with this S Pen, and there's a button on it. You can start your recording from just hitting the button. You don't actually have to hit the button on your phone. So it's like a little remote, I can hit it, play it, hit it, stop, Audio wise, I was just using the camera, which you can hear on my early videos. But thankfully I have a brother-in-law that for Christmas with some of these wonders. And they weren't expensive.
No.
You charge them up. I clip them up here on my hat. Good to go for a mic. I can walk around, talk, and as I play, I don't have to be like, oh, hold on, let me go quiet really quick and go back. But seriously though, like it's a tripod, which in most disc golf bags, you can fit in a pocket on the side. You have a phone that's already in your pocket. And then if you want to boost up your audio game, go ahead and get some mics like this to take with you, plug right into your phone, and you're honestly good to go. So as far as filming wise, that's what I roll with. It's very easy to do, very easy to manage, move around. It's lightweight. You don't have to carry around, like I said, you don't have to go around your big old DSL camera. You don't have to go around another bag that has other lenses in there or whatever else. I don't have a whole lot. I have a 50 millimeter and my standard lens that came with my camera. But still I have a bag for it. That's a whole nother bag, 2 lenses, depending on what you want to use to film, what might be better for filming, and stuff like that. You can do it all in the palm of your hands.
And the thing is it's crazy that phones can have that quality now and be able to obtain that type of source as well. But yeah, that's what I'm saying is you don't need much to start. A lot of people, I always hear the excuse, even now, like with content creators that are like in my industry, they're like, well, I want to create videos, but I don't have this, or I don't have this, or I don't have the microphone, or I don't got anything. And then I'm just like, you have a phone. Start on your phone. Just start. Like once you start, eventually you're gonna realize like, oh, let's upgrade this. Like let's do that. Like for example, like for you started with your phone, and then I immediately realized I was like, oh, you're gonna need some audio because you talk in your videos, which that's not a bad thing. You're wanting to do more talking ability. So I was like, we need to get you some microphones. When like I said, those were cheap. And so like they're more affordable for you to have, and that's great. And I would absolutely use those in a heartbeat. Like I want to use them because I have the DJI wireless goes. I have those and I'm trying to plug them into my phone. I need the adapter for it. I got to figure out how to do it, but honestly, I love using my phone. I don't like lugging around my camera because it's a whole nother hassle. You have to set it up and like make sure it's in focus because it's all set for manual, and it's just not fun unless you have somebody walking with you, like how like Joe Mez does or anything like that, where they actually have somebody like with you as like a camera person. But other than that, like definitely just use your phone. This is going to be the best thing because the thing is your phone, it has the autofocus already polling, so you don't have to worry about being out of focus, and it's going to look great. Like it's going to, because the thing is the auto lighting, it's going to, if it's super bright, it's going to dim it for you. Like it's going to make it look good. Don't use something professional if you don't need to. And that's the point
And what's beautiful about a lot of these phones now, right? So, example, with the Samsung 24, I haven't had an iPhone for over a year, so I'm not sure on how that works. But they have beautiful things. You obviously can't probably see it.
because it
is different slots. Says, like for like the camera itself, a lot of my disc golf pictures I've posted on my Instagram lately, I've been shooting an expert RAW. Allows me to do a RAW photo, which you take to Lightroom to edit and everything else. But there's so much things you could do with the RAW picture compared to a normal picture, because you can do things yourself. It's not auto saturated and everything. It doesn't get overexposed and different things like that because the camera is automatically doing it to what it thinks it should be like.
Yeah.
Where if you take a shot in expert RAW, it won't do that. The post processing is done by you. You can control it more. But they have a beautiful thing. They have video. Like I said, you can shoot up to 8K, which obviously I don't recommend because you don't have to have 8K. 4K, you could do if you want to, but just anything HD and above is fine. And they have a beautiful thing called Pro Video, which again, here, as you can see, I can control the ISO, the speed, your shutter speed, your focus, your white balance. I can control all that, and plus which lens it wants to use. Obviously, for a video, a lot of that stuff you keep on auto just for the simple fact that it's easier because you're in front of the camera. You're not actually being able to show it. But if you want to, if it depending on the lighting, if it's a super bright day or some, if you feel the need that you have to adjust an ISO or your shutter speed or anything else, you can on these phones. Have DSLR options on your phone. It gives you a little bit more control. So if you're somebody that likes to do stuff like that and have more control, you can do it.
Yeah. And which is perfect. And the thing is like the less you have to do and worry about, the more it's going to be easy for you to create the content, because that's another thing that a lot of people tend to happen is if it gets overly complicated, they tend to not want to do it anymore. So definitely make it easy on your end. So if it's just using your phone, use your phone. Everyone's using their phone. They're putting it on a tripod, they're putting it on some sort of gimbal related or whatever. They make gimbals for even your phone now. So they even make cages now for your phones. So it's like you could dial up your phone, get ND filters on it and stuff like that if you really want to. And you could create basically a DSLR camera pretty much on your phone, which is insane. And
you can buy filters for your phone.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
Like you said, you can buy, it's insane. You could buy filters for your phone and everything else. And as you said, with the tripods and the phone itself, it makes everything so much easier.
Yeah.
Everything's at the palm of your hand.
Yeah. So pretty much gear wise, what we're trying to say overall for production aspect is definitely you could literally start from your phone. And if you really want to, you could get a simple DSLR. You could do some automatic stuff. If you are looking for some camera options, capabilities, if you are in more of a woodsy area that has more shadows, definitely look for more Sony aspects. So like some Sony DSLRs, they are better with low lighting. So if you are wanting some options or ideas there, definitely any Sony cameras will help you out with that. If you are more like open, kind of like how Walnut is, where it has more like open air, it's more of like a golf coursey style, or has more light source in certain ways, you can kind of get away with the other cameras as well. Canons are really nice. So like the Canon EOS R6 is a really good one. That one's even good. Oh, I'm
I have
pointing it the
the
right way.
Rebel T3i.
There you go,
It's
Rebel
a Rebel
T3i.
T3i. It's an old version, but I
But
won't lie, I
it's
got
still
this pretty much for free. So
it shoots still 1080. So like I know for a fact that was my first ever camera that I had before when I got into college. But you don't have to get that one. I know like even the Sony's, even point and shoots, if you want to do like those like blogger styles, a lot of vlogging cameras that a lot of content creators create, those are running around like $500-600 on the low end. But I personally I have a Sony A7S 2, which is a mirrorless camera. It's a little bit more on the higher aspect of it. Obviously, like I said, I do content with people. And then also Sarah, she has a Canon EOS R5. So those cameras are a little bit, the quality is way better compared to like other ones. However, though, like the point and shoot cameras that you can get are still great. But even then, though, like I said, like at this point, you could do wonders with your phone. And depending on how you're doing it in post, you could even enhance it even more with the technologies we're going, which is a great transition to get into the post production now. So I'll start off with this. So pretty much the post production is editing everything together. I'm going to give you a very easy one, and then I'm going to give you what I use, and then obviously I'm going to pass it over to Kyle, and he will tell you what he uses, which he has more to say about this because he's newer starting editing like videos and stuff. And to be honest, you picked it up pretty quick. And so I would love to have your input on that because I mean, obviously you probably had video editing experience in the past, which helped you out a little bit. And I know you have edited photos in the past as well, so that's probably easier for you to kind of like bounce into it. But I do know that from what has it been, what, since October to now, from what you can do has been insanely better compared to what you started with. So we'll get into that, but then also we'll get into like everything else we use. So real fast, if you are having issues with editing, a very user-friendly option you can use is CapCut. CapCut actually just released a desktop version, so you are now able to actually edit your videos on desktop. So what that entails is if you are on your phone and if you have like a MacBook or anything Apple related, you could airdrop all your videos from your phone onto your MacBook, iPad, whatever, and download them onto whatever that is, and then put them into or import them into CapCut. And then all you're doing is you're putting it into the timeline, splicing, cutting. Obviously there's tutorials for that if you want to watch, and then export it, and then you're done. Like that's how you composite like an actual video. CapCut's a little bit easier to use. It's like I said, it's user friendly, has more templates, it has more even title effects that you could do. It's kind of more like a Final Cut feel. If you know Final Cut, that's another good option as well. Final Cut used to be provided with Apple products. I don't think they do anymore. And the reason why I'm saying that is because I just got this laptop and it did not come with it. So I think you actually have to now officially buy Final Cut. Or you can use what I use, which I've been using, obviously, this program since 2011. So I've had years experience with this, and that is Adobe Premiere Pro. That is my editing option that I use. Obviously, years of experience. I feel very comfortable with it, and I will pretty much only use that until Adobe decides to just stop, which I don't see them stopping. And then or I just use other things, which I do. I still use CapCut. I still use other options as well. But preferably though, I use Premiere Pro. And if you're also thinking, hey, how are all these YouTubers creating these awesome thumbnails? It's actually easier than you think. And your word of the day is Canva. It's not sponsored by Canva, but definitely Canva is a very awesome site. If you don't know what Canva is, definitely go down the link below. We'll have the website. We're not affiliated any sort of way, so we're not getting any kickback of this at all. But definitely just check Canva. You can create a profile for free, and there are free template options. You do not need the pro. So, however, though, there are some benefits of having pro, which I think it's like 14 or 15 bucks a month. But there are some thumbnail free options that all you do is literally you pick which one you want and you click and drag the photo that you want and immediately creates it for you. You could create the titles right then and there. It's literally click and drag, and it is super user friendly, and you have a professional looking thumbnail, which is very easy to use, and you look great. And the thing is at the end of the day, that's the first thing that your audience is looking at, is when they type in, like you were saying, pixel only rounds, and it pops up, they're only looking at the thumbnails. And so if you're making a thumbnail that's enticing for your audience, they're going to click. So you want to make your video clickable. And so definitely taking time on creating a good thumbnail is definitely benefiting you to get more clicks and more audience involvement into your videos. So definitely take time on actually creating your thumbnails as well, because that's highly important. As for us, you see ours, you see Kyle creating his thumbnails, you see mine on my videos, and obviously you see our thumbnails here on Weekend Warriors. And actually, if you haven't seen recently, they're updating each time, like from our very first one to now. Like I think I've changed them multiple, like 3 or 4 times, and now I'm on like the 5th time changing them. And the thing is the one that I'm doing now, it's going to be even different in a month from now, and it's going to be different after that month, and it's going to be different after that month. You have to keep it clean. I don't know if anybody knows who Mr. Beast is, but in his videos, he switches his thumbnails almost weekly. And the thing is each time you switch it, people think it's a different video, but in reality, it's the same exact video, but people don't know that. And so the thing is it keeps the algorithm clean, and it still pushes your video like it's as if it's like a new video. And if you keep doing it, you could change just something subtle, and it still thinks that it's a new video, and it will push it again, and it will push it again. And that's when you start seeing your viewership grow. And that's how you really grow. And if you're not doing it, then obviously it's fine. Like, obviously, I'm gonna be honest, it all takes time. And content creation is it is pretty much another full-time job. So you could, if you obviously have time to do all of that and make it that, then obviously, yeah, you could do that multiple times. But for us, we don't really have the time to do it. When we do have time, we will switch it and stuff like that. But definitely it does take time for you to do all of this. So but post-production wise, editing it, making sure you're using titles, and the major thing is thumbnails. Thumbnails are very important to have. So that's how it makes your video clickable.
Yeah, thumbnails is a very, 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 very nice thing to have, because of the fact that, like you said, it was what drag people to your videos and be like, oh, hey, that's a cool thumbnail. Let me click on this. Mine are pretty simple right now on mine. I've been using one single thumbnail currently. I really got to really look and see. I don't know if it works or not. Might have to look a little bit deeper on the thumbnail part of my content. I haven't explored too much of everything yet. But as far as my post and editing and everything else, I do gotta try CapCut desktop. I'm kind of interested in there because I do know they offer a lot of different cool animations for different things, like, and you don't even have to be pro. They offer a lot of free nice ones too. But what I've been currently using is DaVinci Resolve, and it's worked wonders. It's free, and it absolutely works wonders for what is needed. So that's what I use for all my editing currently is DaVinci. Um, Editing wise, as you said, um, October to now, I think I've learned a lot just within whatever program you are using. YouTube is a wonderful thing. You have a question on something specifically you're looking for. YouTube, type in as example for myself, DaVinci Resolve such and such, whatever editing thing I'm looking for. Boom, somebody will have a tutorial or a short video showing how it's done. It's amazing how much simple things are out there on Google and YouTube, but people just, I'm a visual learner. So if I visually see things, I learn it quickly. I pick up on it quickly. Like, oh, okay, I see what I got to do. If I'm reading it, it takes me a little bit longer. I've always been that way. I've always been a visual learner.
Yeah.
I need to see it and then do it. But yeah, honestly, like YouTube, your editing and stuff like that, and CapCut. The nice thing though is you can use it on your phone. I've also learned a little trick on CapCut, which I will with you because I don't know if I should say it on here editing wise. Because they like to add things. Just say they like to add things to your video just to make sure, like, oh, hey, this was here. But it's amazing because if you do it on your phone, you just kind of trim some stuff and voila. You don't have to have the ending of it. But yeah, just different things like that, but YouTube works wonders when it comes to learning the editing and stuff. I personally pick up really quickly on that stuff because, like I said, I'm a visual learner. So when I have questions about things, I go to YouTube and look at how to edit this or settings for my camera. Seriously, if you want to go down a rabbit hole as well, whatever your phone you use, whether it's a Samsung 23, iPhones, or whatever it is, go to YouTube. There are professional photographers, videographers that make content strictly on their cell phones to show you that these are what they do with their actual cameras content, right? Because they use professional cameras, just as Ty does here. He has all their professional gear, but they will go out there and show you everything you could do with a phone. And it's amazing. And they will say, stuff I'm doing here, if you watch this video sample with this video sample done on my professional camera, how similar they look, like how well you can really make things and stuff like that. So YouTube is a wonderful thing. And it's a massive rabbit hole you can come down up because I watch hours of content all about my specific phone on settings for your camera and everything else.
Yeah. And then one more benefit as well that we did not hit, which I really want to hit too, which is a great piece for like overall all of this. The reason why it's good to actually record yourself playing disc golf is it actually gets you a chance to see what you're doing. And you start learning immediately what you're doing wrong. Because you're probably like, if you're like me and you're just like, why are my drives doing this weird thing? Like, what the heck is going on in my drive? Immediately, I press play, record myself doing my drives. Then once I'm in the editing bay and I'm watching myself drive, I then see every single thing that's wrong. And most of the time it's me rounding. Like I'm rounding too much, or I see myself where I'm going through my chest completely, you know, right across flat, and then randomly my arm just pops up out of nowhere and I'm shooting like nose angle high, and like vice versa. Like there's a lot of situations that I noticed where when you're recording yourself, you will actually start seeing what you're doing wrong, what you're doing right, and you also can see exactly what's happening. So I highly, highly suggest you, even if you're not wanting to create content, buy a tripod, put your camera or put your phone on the tripod and record yourself. Record yourself putting, record yourself doing an upshot, record yourself doing a drive. Just record yourself and just watch yourself frame by frame and see what you're actually doing. If you really want to improve yourself and really want to see your ratings go higher, maybe you're stuck in the 4th place and actually want to see yourself in 2nd or 1st place at a tournament or whatever it is. Like if you want to actually improve disc golf, start recording yourself. Just start recording it. Even if you don't want to put it out in the social media world, record yourself and see what you're actually doing right and wrong. And I guarantee you, if you start doing that, you will start seeing what you have to work on and improve, and you will see your game start improving. Because that's what I've noticed is once I start seeing what I was doing wrong, I'm like, whoa, that's wonky. I need to fix that. And then I immediately will fix and adjust. And all of a sudden, I start seeing massive improvement in my game.
We'll say to add on to that too, and Matt, don't if, to make it easier too on catching things, as Ty said, record yourself, but take out your bag, right? Take out your bag, take out your drivers, your putters, your mids, set them there, and throw them as many. Like if you have 10 discs that you want to throw, take all 10 discs out, throw them all during that time, because repetition of watching yourself record. Because maybe you did something once, but then 9 other times you didn't do it. So if you record yourself multiple shots, right, you will catch on to the thing that is a common mistake. Because there's times that you might make a mistake once out of 10 shots, right? You know, because you slipped a little bit or you did this or that. But if you could really just repetition and watch yourself do 10 shots or 20 shots or whatever, you can see, okay, I round 85% of the time. I don't brace properly 90% of the time. Or, oh, I thought it was my brace. Actually, out of 20 throws, my brace was off maybe only twice. So it's not necessarily my brace. So let me look elsewhere. So repetition of multiple shots too, I would recommend. That way you can really get a good idea of watching back to back to back to back shots and really focus in. Like, or when your first playthrough, watch your brace all the time. Your second, watch your reach back, watch your pull through, watch your nose angle. Make sure you're keeping your hand closed the whole time, because a lot of people make a mistake of, ripping out and then they open. And you're not supposed to open. The disc is supposed to have enough power and force to just rip out itself. You're not supposed to let go of the disc. The disc is gonna rip out by itself. So just, as long as you see multiple angles of it, record yourself from the, backside, side, kind of a front angle, so you get different angles as well.
Yeah, that's a good insight on that. But yeah, other than that, guys, yeah, definitely that's kind of like the layers. Like I said, it's the pre-production, the production, and post-production aspect of it all. If you are wanting to just start creating content, definitely just start now. Like I said, it just could be your phone, just creating. And at the end of the day, it's for you. If you want to do this, you will do it for yourself. Like just do it for yourself. And because the thing is it's crazy as a content creator, you're going to have some bad apples coming in and they're going to say something stupid. They're going to judge on something. Or if you just don't read the comments, obviously there are some good comments. Like, by the way, like Josh, we've mentioned you multiple times. You you comment great content, you want more content, you're a fan of the show, like that's amazing, and we're very thankful to have that. And we have others too that listen to the show too, which if you if you guys comment stuff like that, we'll definitely be shouting you guys out as well. Like the thing is you're gonna want to just create something for yourself, and if you're not doing it for yourself at the end of the day, then you're doing it wrong. Like the whole purpose is it brings joy for me when I'm doing this podcast. It brings joy when I'm creating content for my page or for Kyle's page, or even my cinematography page, which I do actually have a cinematography page for all of my profession works that I do. So like the thing is that all of that brings joy to me, and I just want to create content for people to watch. And if people love it, they love it. If you don't like it, then that's fine. Like I'm not going to stop, because that's what I want to do. I want to create content because that makes me happy. So definitely, if you want to post, just start today. Start now. If you don't want to post, but you still want to at least shoot some videos for yourself to see how you're playing, definitely do that as well, because that will be a massive tool for you to improve your game right now as an amateur to potentially move up to the next division. If you want to take it a little bit seriously, I would definitely start doing that, because you will start seeing some results once you start seeing what you're doing wrong. But other than that, Kyle, do you have anything as a closer for this?
No, I think that was good discussion point, especially for people that are trying to make content like we are as well. Like I said, we're one of many podcasts that are out there as well for disc golf. I mean, just simple things like this, a podcast creation. We just thought of, we have discussed this for a very long time, and this is something else that we just slowly built up to. I mean, granted, I have a all-out gaming PC over here that I built myself. It's everything else. I have a Yeti mic. This guy over here has an amazing mic that I wish I could get my hands on. But I $100 mic versus so there's definitely difference here and there. But honestly, even podcasts and stuff like that, like just need it. I mean, Ty does the editing side of things for our podcast. He obviously does the recording with his side of things and everything else, which I thank him for majorly, because the fact that podcast editing is something that I haven't done. I know he's done this for clients, so he really knows and the ins and out with all that and everything else. But yeah, just if you have an idea, honestly, just go for it. It just like Ty said, we're going to comment, mean stuff. It's the internet. All right. Well, thank you for your input. Look at it as a positive thing. Move on, because as many might be the 1-2 bad comments, but if there's 10 comments and 8 others are positive, you're doing something right. So just go for it. Keep it going. Keep playing disc golf. Keep on ripping them disc.
That's how I feel. Well, thank you guys so much for listening. We're excited for you guys to be here. Once again, this is the Weekend Warriors podcast. My name is Ty, and I have Kyle here with me, and we are definitely signing out. We'll see you guys next week.